Hi everyone, my name is Rocky. Today let's talk about Keystone XL Pipeline. As we all know, the Keystone XL Pipeline was recently cancelled by the US President Joe Biden in his first day in office. Without this new pipeline, that will be a lot more difficulty to transport Canadian dilbit that produced from oil sands bitumen from Canada into the US market. Without Keystone Pipeline, can the Canadian crude oil access the market? Can we still have any other alternatives? The answer is yes. Below I will show you the top 5 Keystone Pipeline alternatives. Alternative number 5. Crude oil by rail. Crude oil has been transported by railway for a long time. Currently there are lots of idle capacity over the railways. Lot of oil producers have started transporting bitumen or diluted bitumen using railway cars. This alternative almost cannot be banned by any administration, and it's very flexible in terms of market destinations. Either to Gulf Coast, or to the East Coast, the PADD1. It is being said that as long as the diluent price is higher than the bitumen, economically the crude oil by rail option can compete with pipeline transportation. However, this alternative is limited by the amount of railway cars that can be used to transfer the very heavy sticky bitumen and dilute mixture. Also, it requires special designed railway terminals to uploading and unloading the sticky crude oil. That's the alternative number 5. Alternative number 4. Energy East Pipeline. The Energy East project is a long pipeline that was proposed long time ago. It starts from Alberta oil field, utilizing the existing 3,000 kilometers natural gas pipeline, and extend it onto the east coast. This pipeline will have a capacity of 1.1 million barrel per day. Bigger than the Keystone XL capacity. However, this pipeline is cancelled by TransCanada at 2017, as it was not supported by the federal and some provincial authorities. To revive it, that will be very difficulty. Alternative number 3. The Northern Gateway Pipeline. This pipeline is much shorter than the Energy East Pipeline. It was designed to carry the crude oil from Alberta oil field to the future Kitimat oil terminal at the northern coast of BC. The Northern Gateway Pipeline was proposed long time ago, around 2006. It was postponed several times, back and forth, as the government sometimes like it, sometimes against it. The most recent proposal suggests using 36 inches diameter crude oil pipeline to carry 525,000 barrel diluted bitumen per day. The cost is $8 billion at time. This pipeline was approved at 2014 with many conditions. However, the resistance on this project never eased, which hold it to move forward since then. It was rejected by the federal government in 2016. Also, a Bill C-48 was enhanced later, which bans large oil tank operating at the BC northwest coast. Hence, this pipeline is also difficulty to be revived. Alternative number 2. Enbridge Line 3 Replacement Project. The original Enbridge Line 3 pipeline began operating in 1968, which is long time ago. It need be replaced due to many reported leaking accident. Enbridge proposed to replace the pipeline in 2014 to restore and move about 800,000 barrels of oil per day. The replaced pipeline will connect to the newly built Clapper pipeline in Canada. Will transport crude oil from Hardisty, Alberta to the terminal in Superior, Wisconsin. The replacement was planned to be done by 2020. So far, all replacement pipeline and related facilities in Canada and the terminals in Superior, Wisconsin has been completed, except portion within Minnesota states that being held for many objections. The good news is it was approved recently by the Minnesota state government. So the recent progressing is pretty inspiring. If anything runs well, by the end of 2021 it will be completed with addition of 500,000 barrels crude oil per day. The key function of this pipeline is not limited to itself. If we look at map, from Superior, Wisconsin to the south, there is an existing pipeline. That's the Enbridge Line 61 that connects to Flanagan, Illinois. From Flanagan there's another Enbridge pipeline called Flanagan South. It extends to Cushing, Oklahoma, which is a major oil terminal in the US market. Then from there crude oil can be transported to the Gulf Coast, along Houston to Port Arthur. So this is strategic project for the Canadian oil industry. However, there might be some future attacks on this project, as with the ending of Keystone XL Pipeline. Now all the attentions are in searching of the next object. Anyway, let's hope it won't be cancelled, as it's such a critical pipeline. Fingers crossed. Now comes into the number one alternative to the KXL. It is the Trans Mountain Pipeline Expansion Project. This Trans Mountain Expansion Project was proposed at 2008 at the same route of the existing Trans Mountain pipelines, with new 36 inches pipelines and pump stations and terminals. It starts from Edmonton AB, stretch into Burnaby, BC, with the additional capacity of 590,000 barrel oil per day. Comparing with other solutions, this pipeline was considered as with the minimum environmental impact. It has many advantages over the other options. It's shorter, it only traveled 2 provinces, both in Canada territory. It has the federal government backup. Beyond that, it can send Canadian oil into international market. That not only limited to the US. It also give access to Asian, Pacific area, like China, Japan, Korea and Southeast countries. This area are undergoing fast economic growth. Hence are eager of oil every year. This pipeline not only transport crude oil, but also improve the price discount. As currently Western Canadian selected crude oil, WCS, is sale into US market at much lower price than it should be, due to the limitation of market and transportation conditions. However, there are still some arguments, majorly in BC Burnaby area, as people living there are worried that they will be disrupted by the expanded oil export activities. We all know the Vancouver metro area is beautiful and critical area for BC, as well as for Canada. This project is expected to be completed by 2022. It looks like the most secured pipeline option, that not subject to foreign authority. Let's make sure that the future pipeline and terminals over the beautiful Rocky Mountains will never fail. And if it fails, it won't cause catastrophic accident over neighborhoods and environment. Built it reliable. Please. Alright, that's all for the Keystone XL pipeline alternatives today. Thanks for watching.